My love of style and design goes back even further than my graduate study in London, England at the American College of Fashion in 1986. But certainly that fueled my creative spirit. And for the last 20 years or so, I have made all my own jewelry and designed a lot of my wardrobe. Well, I'm here with my dressmaker, Amal, and she is the technical genius behind all of my Global Beauty Awards gowns. And so I thought what we would do is just chat about some of our previous gowns before we talk about the design for the one coming up. So these are a few, not all, but just a few of the dresses that you have made.
Yes.
And each one had a challenge.
Sure, it was.
Didn't it?
Yes.
Like this one. This one was from 2019. And what was the challenge on this one?
The challenge with this one, it was the black fabric. It was without any colors. It was just black. So we put all the sequins around the flower, each one separate. We sew it with the machine. Yes.
And of course, the problem of that, the outside edges are pretty easy.
Yes.
It's when you get clear up into
in
here,
the middle,
and you're trying to shove it into the machine, and you've got a ton of fabric on one side and a ton on the other, and you're trying to maneuver it around.
Yes. So I try to make it pieces. The skirt is pieces. So this make the work is easy more because the bag is 2 piece and front is 1 piece. And because the fabric is light, so it wasn't hard, but it take time.
It was time. This took months to do this, and you get so tired of it that you just have to put it aside.
Yeah, because
while,
when you do something a long time, you feel boring and you can't do it more.
Right.
So
your eyes start crossing.
Yes. So I took it, I put it aside and do something else and back to work with again with the dress.
And then this one was quite a collaboration because it went back and forth between you and me over and over and over again. So we started with just the black sequin,
with the basic,
dress.
We did the dress, just the black one. You try it, we fit it, we complete everything. Then we work with the flower.
Yes.
Okay.
And so the process for this was I had a number of these different colored felts at home, and I just hand drew some patterns and cut it while I was sitting watching TV. I just cut some patterns out and then kind of put them all together and said, like, these 3 colors look really nice. Pin them together, brought them in, and you sewed the flowers together.
Yes. So I sew all the flowers together, but still separate.
Yes.
And I give it to you back.
And then I take it home.
Yes.
And I put it on a mannequin.
Yes.
And then I pinned all of the flowers in place where I thought they looked really nice. So then when I brought it back, it's all pinned into place.
Yes.
Then you sewed everything down.
Oh, yes.
And then I took it home. And I put all the crystals on. So this truly was quite a collaboration.
Yes.
And again, I loved wearing this dress. I thought it was quite different.
And it was very nice on the stitch.
Yeah. It looked good on stage, right?
Yes.
Then this one was from 2023, and it was interesting for one because these fringes gummed up your sewing machine so badly. It's hard to run it through and have all the pieces. So you're constantly clearing, right? Trying not to get it underneath. Right?
Yes. A lot of fringe under the foot of the machine, okay? Sometimes stick together, so I need to separate each, let's say 5 inch, okay? I need to clear it and separate it, and because I sew inside and the fringe is outside, so I need to figure out how I wanna touch it together.
Right.
Especially the 3
colors attached together.
Yes. So it's not that one part or one color, so it doesn't matter how come.
Right.
And I need to show this is green, this is red, this is a place for blue. So I was so carefully when I sew it together, you know.
Well, the math in this.
Yes.
You know, we had the math to line it up this direction, all 3 colors.
Yeah.
And then we had the math to line it up this way because it's more narrow here than it is at the bottom. It had to be wide at the bottom. Yes.
So need to math, and I need to decide how I want to cut it, how they gonna look, and the bottom and the front. So when she wanna wear it and when she uh, walk, so look like it's everything come together,
Yes.
you know.
And this was
Yes.
so beautiful on stage.
So
very,
yummy.
very heavy, but that fringe just moved. It was spectacular.
Yeah.
And I think people looked at this. I mean, always got great compliments on it, but they didn't understand how difficult this was to make and why we have to start, months in advance.
Sometimes I have an idea of what I want the gown to look like, and then I go find the fabric to make it. But sometimes the opposite is true. When I see a gorgeous fabric, it inspires me to design something with it. There is also a third scenario. Sometimes I have purchased a fabric because it spoke to me and I fell in love, and then just kept it in my inventory until creativity struck. That was the case with this year's gown.
Okay, are you ready to hear the 2025 design? We're doing something a little bit different, which we do every year. We try to do something very different. So we're changing up the silhouette this year. And I was inspired by sort of 1920s, not necessarily look flapper because it won't, but the sort of straight tiered look on the bottom. And of course, the fabric is what inspired that. I found this in Toronto and kind of saw it from a distance and went, oh, that's so beautiful. And what really, really appealed to me was this beautiful scallop.
Yes.
And so once I saw the scallop on it, I thought, how do we repeat that scallop sort of over and over to really make the most of it? And so the dress is going to be 2 pieces, which typically, we don't make 2 pieces. So the skirt is going to be, it's not tight, but it won't be A-line. It will be kind of fitted. And then it will have these tiers. I'm thinking 3, but I'm open to, kind of interpreting that.
You like to be long, right?
It's a long dress, yes. It's a long gown. And then the top piece is going to be almost like a peplum, but not really. So it'll come down, over the top of the skirt and have the horsehair in the bottom so that it sticks out. So that's why the skirt is straight, because the top will be wide.
Maybe a little bit.
Yes, wide here. And then great big oversized sleeves. And I'm thinking like a short sleeve, a great big poofy sleeve.
Yes.
So then you will not be done with this scallop.
We're going to take this sequin, which we have used several other times, so you are very familiar with it. And so we're going to line this all around that beautiful, so that we really can show the beauty of the curves on that.
And a nice touch.
Yeah, I think that will be very nice.
Yes.
Then we're going to use these beautiful pieces, which I bought in Paris. Tried to use last year and wasn't able to, but each one of these flowers, has a center.
Yes.
So we will put different sizes and different colors on these, so that
different size, different colors, different designs.
Exactly. So that there's color here, there's color here, there's color sort of all throughout the dress. The whole dress will be stoned and sequined, and it will be fabulous.
Oh, nice. It's gonna be more shiny.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. When is it ever sparkly enough, right?
Yes. It's nice.
So I'm here for my first fitting for the Global Beauty Awards gown, and I'm very excited to see what Amal has prepared for me. All right. I'm excited to see what it looks like. The first fitting is always the most work. The most taking in, the most changing of the design. Once you get to the second and third fittings, it becomes about tweaking.
Yes.
Right?
You're right.
I love it when things are too big. Right? Much rather have them too big than too small.
Me too. I feel happy. I feel okay. I want to make it smaller for me.
Well, also, then you make it to fit. You start big and then you just pinch in all the right places. Then you're not trying to let seams out.
I always like to be in the safe side.
Yeah. So basically what we want to do on this is we're going to cut this wider, and then this will be the neckline. Okay.
I love it.
Me too. It's going to be fabulous.
Yeah. Yes.
The process is long because there is often an evolution of the design as we work on it. What starts on paper is sometimes what it looks like in the end, but frequently really is just a place to begin, with continual modifications until we get it exactly right. As you can probably tell, I am a stickler for fit, and if it is even a half an inch off, it has to be corrected. That is why we leave the hem until last. Every time we take it in or let it out, the length is changed. So until the fit is perfect, we can't measure for the hem. Once Amal had finished the sewing and fitting, it was time for me to add the finishing touches, which in this case was thousands of colorful crystals in varying sizes. There were already sequins on the fabric, but the crystals sparkle in a different way, giving it extra weight, dimension, and wow factor. And when every detail had been checked over twice, I was finally ready to debut my outfits at the 8th Annual Global Beauty Awards in Bellevue, Washington, starting with the vibrant lavender fringe duster at the first ever Intentions meeting. It was so comfortable and easy to wear, yet classy and eye-catching as the fringe swayed with every movement. The next event that same day was the late afternoon private influencer dinner, where my goal was elegant sophistication. The black and white matching fabrics with metallic dots, which I'd actually had in my inventory for nearly 10 years, made a striking pantsuit with dramatic floor-length sleeves. That evening, the welcome party kicked off both the inaugural GBA Ambassador Competition and the GBA's Got Talent show. And I wanted to look credible as a judge, but fun and funky, because after all, it is a party. Feathers, lace, sequins, and striped metallic flared pants all played together nicely to create the ideal balance. And in case you weren't counting, that was 3 outfit changes in one day. The following morning was the complimentary workshops, where I was hosting and presenting, so the multicolored French silk fabric duster was my choice for an attention-garnering but not overpowering look. It shimmered and flowed as I moved, but the simple lines kept it, quote, pageant professional. And then, drumroll please, the event we had all been waiting for, the Global Beauty Awards show. The first stop was the red carpet live-streamed interview with Lou Sierra, where I got to talk about Ms. World Traveler. I felt like a celebrity in my glamorous gown, with paparazzi flashing camera lights and everyone talking about who they were wearing. The gown also looked amazing on stage, and I felt beautiful. Since the GBA's inception in 2018, I've been on a grassroots campaign to elevate what people are wearing to haute couture runway level, and I think everyone has really stepped up. And I love hearing stories of how people came up with their designs, working as hard on theirs as I did on mine.
You can see why we start months ahead. There's a lot to looking fabulous, and it becomes more challenging every year to outdo the previous year's design. Let me know what you think of how it turned out. I'm Ms. World Traveler Kerry Damiano, encouraging you to go somewhere new, try something different.